Rigatoni alla vodka. Okay, so I've got my rigatoni there. It's just beautifully extruded a little bit right into the water, just some salted water. And it's made with a double O, just some eggs, salt, water. That's about it. And then I'm going to start my sauce here. And I'm going to just start with a little bit of olive oil in the pan. And then again, I have that 3 blanched garlic, and that's been then sliced very, very thinly on a mandolin. And so then just a little bit of chili flake. And I'm going to let that bloom, let that get a little bit warm in the pan first. And obviously by bloom, just mean let it hit into some fat so they can actually open up the chili, can actually open up the garlic. But I don't want to get any kind of color on it. I don't want any color on the garlic. It's just kind of blooming in there. Once I start to see a little bit of a sizzle, I'm going to cool it down with those halved farmer's market cherry tomatoes. And I'm not going to cook those out too much because I actually want them to stay whole, so that there's a little bit of like texture inside of that sauce. And so as soon as it kind of hits the heat, I'm going to salt it. And then we're going to go vodka, right? Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of vodka in there. Doesn't need to cook out too much, just enough to kind of break off that alcohol. Then we're going to go cream. And we're going to go tomato sauce. Cream and tomato sauce are like peanut butter and jelly for Italians.
Yum.
And then that's just going to get mixed all together like that. And then, oh, so good. Once the pasta is done, it cooks in there, the extruded, I'm going to put it right into the pan so that it can absorb all of that beautiful sauce. I always like to say, like, the pasta is like a giant sponge.
It is.
I've got some grated Parmesan cheese I'm going to add at the very, very end. My little saying of Parmesan cheese, and I read this on a meme the other day, so I felt like I was seen by the universe. It's like a recipe may tell you, right, how much cheese to add to whatever it is that you're cooking. But at the end of the day, like, you just need to feel that with your heart, right?
Yes,
so like,
almost
like you don't,
yes, you do.
You don't even need to listen. You don't even need to listen to the recipe. You need to feel that with your heart. And so right at the very end, I add that Parmesan cheese, and then I like to turn it off the heat and just let it sit. And that's when I throw in the whole leaves of Italian parsley, the flat Italian parsley. And then just because the heat's off right now, I just kind of let those herbs wilt in there on their own so that there's still like a beautiful freshness to it to a degree, but it's cooked and they can really kind of release their oils to do their job.
And the cream, it's all emulsifying and thickening a little bit and just making that beautiful marriage. That is beautiful. And so is the ricotta. Is that fresh ricotta you're putting on there?
Yeah, so just because again, right? Don't let a recipe dictate how much cheese you need in something. Like when there's not enough, there wasn't already enough Parmesan cheese, cream, now we're adding ricotta cheese. And it's one of those things where like ricotta was just on my table almost as like a condiment, like how ketchup would be. And so, it's like, oh, we're having pasta tonight. And if you so choose, take a scoop of ricotta and just put it on your pasta, as if it's like ketchup, mustard, or mayonnaise.